What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy P. We back with another video. Today we're reacting to the murder of BD and KY. Feel me? I did not know they died. I just watched the damn reaction like yesterday on, what was it? No Limit. And the goddamn, I don't know what their name is. Hold on. Was it Backstreet or some shit? Hold on. The fuck was it called? Death Row. 085. But I was watching the whole time. I didn't even know bro died. But yeah, man, leave a like, comment, you feel me? Let's get right to it. Watch the full video, nigga. Feel me? Let's do it.
Bodies were dropping like flies between both of these gangs, and with the internet whispering rumours that BD from Buff City may have played a major role in many of these murders, as many as 10 by some estimates, it wouldn't be surprising that he too would become a high-profile target. And unfortunately, in this relentless wave of bloodshed that played out in 2022, sadly for Death Row, BD's name would ultimately end up on the list of victims.
So he died in 2022? How did I miss that in the whole damn documentary?
Just one day after the murder of Lil Trey Young, on August the 28th, 2022, the streets of Chicago would witness another bloody shootout on its treacherous streets. BD from Buff City, who at this point had become one of the most prolific shooters for his Death Row clique, would see the tables turn, himself becoming the target of the same kind of senseless gun violence he had allegedly been dishing out to others on his block. This time, the victims were BD, real name Cinque Dunn, and his friend KY, real name Kevin Williams. Both were well-known figures in their respective circles, and their deaths would send shockwaves through their communities. It was around 3:15 p.m. when BD and KY were hanging out on 83rd and Paxton.
I think I remember this now. This was when they tried to rob some Latin Kings or something like that. Or just hopped out and started shooting. I remember this. I didn't know it was him though, but they probably would go more in depth on it.
A spot where they'd frequented countless times before. On this day, something went horribly wrong. Allegedly, an argument broke out between KY and another individual, and this situation escalated rapidly, ending in gunfire. When Chicago police arrived, they found both men lying on the street, their bodies riddled with bullets. They too were rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center, but it was too late, and both were pronounced dead upon arrival.
Now, Chicago police are looking for the person who killed two men in the South Chicago neighborhood. Police say the victims...
Okay, never mind. I'm tripping. So yeah, I did not know about this. I thought I knew. I thought it was there must be something different. Cause yeah, I don't know about this. Cause this thing that happened, they hopped out on like some Latin Kings or whatever. But dude had like a concealed carry gun. He shot back in self-defense and hit one of them, killed one of them or something like that. I don't know. But this a whole different thing. I'm tripping.
Were found with gunshot wounds lying on South Paxton Avenue near 83rd, just after 3 this afternoon. Paramedics rushed them to University of Chicago Hospital, but both died from their injuries.
The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office later identified one of the deceased as BD, who had been shot multiple times in the leg, arm, chest, and head. KY wasn't spared either, with gunshots tearing through his back, torso, and pelvis. According to Chicago Scene 88, Maryville, where they were both killed, is a neighborhood between Outlaw City and No Limit 083, two sets that the main No Limit actually have issues with. KY, at 32 years old, was actually affiliated with a crew called Murder Field 049, an inactive set that apparently used to operate on 049 Marshfield. Despite the set's downfall, KY had apparently kept this crew's name alive. He was also a rapper known for his feel-good track I'm Gone, and his younger brother, Royal Baby, another Chicago gangster rapper, carried the torch for the same set. BD, on the other hand, was a highly respected member in the streets, known for his relentless work on the ops on behalf of Buff City and Death Row. After the murder of Savo, BD was a constant thorn in the side of No Limit and Drench gang members, allegedly taking numerous lives and taunting his ops by posting pictures of himself in No Limit territory. Him and Savo were inseparable growing up together, and they waged war on the ops side by side. But now, both had lost their lives to the streets, and considering their reputations, it was no surprise that rumors swirled that NLMB and the Drench gang were responsible for the hit, especially since it occurred just a day after Lil Trey Young was gunned down. The proximity to No Limit's territory and the timing of the shooting fueled these rumors, but as the dust settled, it would actually emerge that this killing wasn't actually the work of No Limit. Interestingly, despite the intense rivalry, No Limit had only personally taken out a few members from Death Row or Buff City, with Savo being the most notable. As many members would later say, much of the losses on Death Row and Buff City's side were the result of fluky circumstances and shootouts with other unrelated gangs. According to YouTuber Chicago Scene 88, Varro from Drench Gang and EBK Lil Low were indeed spotted wandering around No Limit 083's territory the day BD was killed. But despite the possibility that No Limit weren't responsible after the murder, NLMB members didn't hesitate to mock BD. Muwop, a well-known figure in No Limit, would post a picture of Savo, BD, and Velo, sarcastically commenting on how the trio thought they were untouchable. But the trolling didn't stop there. Fa, BD's twin brother, became the target of relentless ridicule on Facebook. And the mocking post didn't just come from the shadows, but his ops from No Limit would actually log in, commenting to make fun of him. Lil Ro would make a post about the murder, using the term DOA, and punctuating his comment with a ghost emoji. Others even urged Fa to deactivate his page to escape the merciless trolling. In the aftermath of BD's death, Fa claimed that BD was responsible for damn near 10 kills, a testament to his fearsome reputation, and saying that his face was the last thing a lot of their ops saw. But the question remained: who really pulled the trigger that day? According to Chicago Scene 88, there was an argument before the shooting, which led some to believe that it could have possibly been someone friendly who pulled the trigger, as the ops don't usually pull up to have an argument. Now, that could be true or not. Apparently, No Limit Drench Gang steppers Faro, Lil Ro, and Varu had been incredibly reckless on social media after the murder, making a lot of posts about the incident, mocking BD, saying they're smoking him, and asking who's next, seemingly taking responsibility, saying Drench Gang make it rain, no ocean. And later that year, No Limit Drench Gang Faro was on live, apparently with Buff City members arguing and waving guns at the camera, with Faro calling them goofies and telling them to stop speaking on murders.
I don't even do that. Bro, I'm done with. He can't get back on the camera, cuz. I'm different from y'all. Y'all goofy on my dead uncle. You put guns in the camera. Y'all get on live talking about what y'all did to people. We none of like.
Man, you know I don't get no.
We nothing like,
cuz you know I never cared. Stop playing like I care.
We as rappers, we never hurt nobody, gang.
Oh, I know.
216 people. And 216 people on this live. Stop talking about death on cap.
All right, you right, cuz. You right, cuz.
Like the police, cuz. Stop doing
you
that.
Right, cuz.
Hey, you is innocent, so y'all innocent by standards.
Hey, all right, merch on cap right now, man.
On cap, yo, innocent. You innocent.
On Buff Grab, I shot the only.
Okay, so.
On Buff Grab, I shot the only. Did sometimes.
Listen.
On look good.
Nobody under this lab. We don't know y'all. We never did none of that.
Yo, we chased your ass threw Shorty in the way. You threw Shorty in the way, and his ass come in.
Let's be stuck on my dear grandma. We really putting belt on their ass. They never did nothing. They did one thing now.
Yeah, since that one. Beating in the closed casket. Going to a lot of closed caskets. Gonna look good. All I'm gonna say. My rap.
Fa would later make a post swearing on his dead friends that his ops know who does the killing and that the dead will soon have some company. Fa would also make posts saying that his ops are lying about who killed BD and that they're only acting tough now because BD was causing them a lot of problems and he's gone. The truth behind who actually killed BD would be incredibly confusing. Rumours have circulated that actually the killer was Bucks D, a friend of BD's who actually shot both BD and KY after an argument, and he would seemingly reference Buff City disrespectfully as well as others in songs that he released circulating after the killing. But in the chaotic world of Chicago's gangland, nothing is ever really certain, and we might never know exactly who it was that took BD's life. Regardless, his twin brother Fa was heartbroken after the killing, and just 3 days after BD's murder, there was a double homicide on the 8600 block of South Kingston Avenue, when two men approached a group of four, opening fire, killing two of them. Fa and TJ from Lakeside were arrested for these murders, but apparently they were released shortly after. Unfortunately, BD wouldn't be the last, and another unnamed Buff City Death Row affiliate would lose their life just a couple of months later too, with this person apparently being the cousin of none other than incarcerated O-Block rapper and shooter of FBG Duck, Muwop. In the time that followed BD's death, his brother Fa would begin to act incredibly reckless on social media. This would circulate on Reddit's Chiracology in March 2023, which appeared to show Fa talking about killing of somebody called Ghost from another set called GMEBE, with Fa saying that no one slid for Ghost and that after he was shot, smoke was coming out of him, even going as far as to show security footage of the murder on his Instagram too.
The Bob smoking GME. And all boots on the ground for Ghosts. Them ain't dead for Ghosts. You know what? And like his head, smoke coming off his ass.
Damn.
With Far continuing to make posts about the gang war on social media. Another post he put up says how he misses BD and that life hasn't been the same since he passed. And in a since-deleted live, which was discussed on Reddit Chiracology, users were apparently in shock to have allegedly witnessed Far openly claiming that his gang had killed 7 members of No Limit, even going as far as to say BD is looking down on his ops and would be disappointed for them being scared and broke. Far would vow to make his twin proud and went on to make posts saying to check Spot News because his gang handle business and that he's the reason his ops are getting chased. Perhaps unsurprisingly, later that month, Far would once again find himself on the wrong side of the law, being arrested on the 18th of August 2023, interestingly, far away from Chicago in Ohio, and he would be indicted soon after this in November of the same year for unrelated drug charges, with Buff City and Death Row affiliates making posts soon after calling for the release of Snitch K Fafa. Speculation on Reddit in the comments would suggest that he was actually lucky to be arrested because he was on the warpath in the streets on behalf of BD and was likely one of the biggest targets for his rivals at this point. BD's death wasn't just a loss for Death Row, but it resonated with the wider Lakeside from the older generation of the gang as well. Death Row, Lakeside, and Buff City formed a tight-knit clique, and BD's presence was felt all across them. Jackboy Dez from Lakeside often shouted out BD in his songs, like the track Hit Up, where he rapped, "That's how you come in, BD? Hit his ass over like 3, made his ass fall to his knees, he should have been quick on his feet." BD was apparently a force to be reckoned with in the street, and rumours of his involvement in numerous murders of No Limit members still circulate to this day. But his role as a killer apparently didn't stop in this war. He had allegedly gone to war with GME and Buff City's other ops in the area, allegedly claiming lives of members from numerous gangs, earning a reputation that very few could match in such a short space of time. After his death, his homies claimed on social media that BD had indeed been up 10 bodies, making him one of the most feared figures in the ongoing gang war. But, as is often the case in the streets, even the most feared can fall, and when they do, the cycle of violence only intensifies, with each loss fueling the fire that continues to consume Chicago's neighborhoods. BD's death stands as a haunting reminder of the violent and unpredictable world he was a part of. His murder, another brutal chapter in the ongoing gang conflicts, was not the end, but rather a catalyst for more violence. BD's story, therefore, serves as a stark cautionary tale of how deeply entangled lives are within the gang culture. It's a powerful narrative that underscores the heavy cost of street violence, not just for the individuals directly involved, but for entire communities. BD's life and death illustrates the brutal reality of the gang war and often cyclical nature of violence, where each act of aggression breeds yet more violence in return. The ongoing saga of deaths and retaliation that followed BD's murder highlights the profound and tragic consequences of living a life entrenched in such conflict. This story doesn't intend to glorify or glamorize the gang or killer lifestyle. I'd like to think that this story made it being involved in gangs incredibly tragic and something to be avoided. Interestingly, unlike some of the other famous killer rappers with high body counts like King Von or Lil Jeff, BD seemingly did very little while he was alive to try and capitalize on his reputation as a prolific killer. BD was waging war on his block, apparently for survival, not for clout.
And he didn't even rap. He didn't do nothing. He just murdered, nigga. Damn, I only know that's all he did. I get, you know what I'm saying?
This is a distinction where I could say that somebody like BD can't really be put in the same serial killer category like King Von could. If some rumours are to be believed, BD did indeed kill more than 2 people with more than a month in between the murders. However, he seemingly wasn't driven by a sense of personal gratification or fame, and he wasn't attempting to let the world know that he was a prolific killer in rap songs. He's much more of a person placed in those kill or be killed circumstances endemic in the Chicago streets. Unfortunately, with BD no longer with us and his twin brother Far still being incarcerated for the homicide that took place days after BD's death, now the once formidable Death Row gang are no longer as dangerous as they once were, with some posts circulating on the Chirac Hits subreddit page as recent as June 2024 suggesting that actually Death Row died when BD died, and that now No Limit members and Death Row's other ops have taken hundreds of pictures on Death Row's block. The once fiercely defended stronghold is now a location where rival gangsters would go to take pictures and show the world that they no longer have to fear the killers who once dwelled in those streets.
Yeah, man, that's gonna do it though. Feel me? I don't know. Was it like a backdoor type activity or like? I don't know. I don't get it. Cause they said it was an argument, and then a damn shooting right after. It was like an argument. So like, them niggas was ops, and I probably pulling up arguing, my nigga. They just gonna pull up shooting. So I wonder where they got the argument information from. The police, but like. I don't know. That's a tough one. And then 555, that nigga locked up. It just said fentanyl, cocaine, ecstasy, money, and then some guns. So that ain't looking too good. I mean, they said it was good that he did go because nigga was probably gonna crash out. They say he was going crazy, but I don't know. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it though, man. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Go check out my other videos. They're gonna be up on these corners. You feel me? Yes, sir. It's your boy P. I'm gone.